better get your own army, pal.
I didn't do anything. I mean, I didn't order you or anybody.
You know, I get calls from back home every day. They think you went bad shit.
I'm only on TV because I got to be able to hang around a casino. You understand that?
You're,
You know,
you're making a big spectacle of yourself. You're Warren, you motherfucker, you.
What's up, guys? Boy Benny. In the political landscape, there are very few true love stories, but let me tell you one that was really unlikely. The story of Elon Musk and Donald Trump. Two men who came from very opposite ends of the political perspective, who have been driven together by forces larger than either of them. And that's a pretty powerful force, ladies and gentlemen. Here is Donald Trump, 5.5 years ago, talking about how Elon Musk needs to be protected, how he is an American legend, how he is a treasure to our nation.
Tesla's now worth more than GM and Ford. Do you have comments on Elon Musk?
Well, you have to give him credit. I spoke to him very recently, and he's also doing the rockets. He likes rockets, and he does good at rockets, too, by the way. I never saw where the engines come down with no wings, no anything, and they're landing. I said, I've never seen that before. And I was worried about him because he's one of our great geniuses, and we have to protect our genius. You know, we have
to protect our great geniuses. Now, a genius move from Elon Musk was obviously buying X. But before that ever happened, Elon Musk had this to say in an interview from 7 years ago about Donald Trump on Twitter.
It's a war zone. If somebody's going to jump in the war zone, it's like, okay, you're in the arena. Let's go.
Okay. Who does that sound like?
I don't know. Who's it sound like?
It sounds like a guy who lives at the White House.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, sure. He's very good at Twitter.
I know.
I think the president is amazingly good at Twitter.
I think the president is amazingly good at Twitter. Donald Trump calling Elon a genius that must be protected. Elon Musk saying, I'll buy Twitter and I will free you, Donald Trump. So the two of these guys, who I think maybe don't agree on, certainly didn't start on the same side of the political perspective. Elon Musk said he's considered himself a Democrat for most of his life, and then an independent. And then the party just moved too radically leftward. And now Elon Musk and Donald Trump are not only friends, not only doing secret little meetings, which we are not exactly sure what happened at, and we know Elon Musk and Donald Trump met recently, but also Elon Musk is defending Donald Trump across the platform and the Trump administration, along with low-key endorsing Donald Trump via Joe Rogan. We'll get to all of that in just a second. Of course, every single good defense of Donald Trump begins with the same thing, a left-wing psychotic meltdown that is just totally humiliating and destroys any legacy you may have. There's no arguing that Robert De Niro is a legendary actor and that he's starred in some of my favorite gangster movies. But Robert De Niro disgraces himself and his entire legacy by going overtly political because Hitler or something like that. That's right. Elon Musk bashes Robert De Niro's Trump-Hitler comparison, saying Abrams Accords brought peace in the Middle East. Okay, so first off, what did Robert De Niro say? Robert De Niro goes on MSNBC, talks to Stephanie Ruhle, who's schlomped over in a chair inside of some bar, and this interview, as said here by Western Lensman, it's a neat account. I encourage you to follow it. It's a good account. The interview is a case study in legacy media left-wing propaganda churn. Stephanie Ruhle frames De Niro attacking Trump as an act of heroism, because being anti-Trump in Hollywood will put your career at risk? Oh no! Why does De Niro do it? Because Hitler or something. In the interview, De Niro can't name a single act or policy that was detrimental to the country. He just says Hitler. He just screams Hitler. Really, it is such a... No wonder Robert De Niro likes Joe Biden, actually, because they probably suffer from the same thing inside of their brainstem. They're probably suffering from the same, genetic brain disease. Okay, listen to this.
Upside in having this conversation, in speaking out against Donald Trump. You are making yourself a target. The interview will air and he will immediately find a reason to talk bad about you in public.
Yeah.
But you're choosing to use your platform to do so. What do you say to other celebrities who don't want to alienate part of their fan base, don't want to step in harm's way, but they have similar megaphones that you do?
Oh, okay, so you are at great risk speaking out against Trump in Hollywood. Got it? I'll remind you that Robert De Niro 6 years ago did this on
I'm going to
stage.
say one thing. Trump.
Whoa, so brave. Wow. This was at the Tony Awards. Listen to the crowd. Wow. Oh my gosh. It looks like Robert De Niro's career is really going to suffer for this. Oh wow. Oh my god. Oh wow. So stunning. So brave. Saying F Trump. Wow.
It's no
on
longer
stage.
down with Trump. It's Trump.
Wow. Oh my. Oh, look at this. You've never seen anything like it. It's just like Nelson Mandela. It's like Mother Teresa. Dude, this is like Bonhoeffer. Nobody's ever been this brave. This is like Martin Luther King Jr. levels of stunning and bravery. Okay? Speaking to a bunch of people who believe 100% the same ideological drivel that you do, and then saying F Trump. Got it? So, okay, so brave. Anyway, here we go. Back to the interview.
You know, the idea to be bullied at my age by someone like this is not happening.
I'm pretty sure you were never bullied.
No, there was a kid sometime this, that, but the point is not, and for the country, no. And I think other people are going to have to stand up and just, because it's either that or you're going to find yourself in a situation that's so terrifying. We always hear about people from Eastern Europe, the Jews from other parts of Eastern Europe, from Western Europe, coming over. Look what happened in France with the Nazis and so on. And they come over, and you hear these, and when I was a kid, they'd say, "You don't really appreciate this country. You don't really appreciate what we know from experience." Imagine what those people went through. I'm just starting to see it. You know, as a kid, I said, Hitler, it's a nightmare that never would happen. But now I see that it's possible. But those people, and sometimes I run into some people who are close to my age who are from Eastern Europe, European countries, or even Nazi Germany, and you understand it.
Did you ever care this much about politics?
No, I don't. I mean, I'm sort of not indifferent, but it's not my. But I'm so angry about what's going on. I don't see how it can be avoided.
So here's what I really think is fascinating about all of this with Robert De Niro. He's talking about people from Eastern Europe. Well, that would be communists, right? You're talking about the Soviet bloc, right? So because there was never really like deep established ownership over like Eastern Europe. Like these people lived for 80 years under Soviet control. Okay. So you're talking about Stalinists. So Stalin locked up his political enemies and did show trials. You talking about that? You talking about like concentration camps? Like what exactly are you talking about here? Oh, you're talking about a guy who couldn't win an election, like declaring dictatorial powers through the courts, through the media? Like, who's that guy? The guy who's in control of all of the courts? The guy who's in control of every corporation? The guy who's in control of all the media? You know, National Socialists, like, you know what fascism is, right? Like Hitler was a fascist, right? By definition. It's like the fusion of the state and corporations. What party is that? What are you talking about? How stupid are you? You don't know. You don't know. Or you do know, and you are trying to robe yourself in virtue and say, and lie, and just effectively lie. All corporations are not right-wing. All the courts are not right-wing. All the media is not right-wing. Like total Stalinistic end-to-end control of media, of the court system, the judicial system, and corporations, that is far more in line with the Hitler that you don't like, or the presumably the Stalinist regimes in Eastern Europe that you mentioned that you don't like. That is far more in line with the modernist, corporate, fascistic Democrat Party. I'm sorry, there really literally is no argument. But Elon Musk has one. Elon Musk has a great argument, actually, in response to that clip. Elon Musk says, well, Trump actually was actually already president for 4 years, and his policies bore no resemblance to those of Hitler. So this makes no sense. In fact, the Abrams Accord, which made some progress towards peace in the Middle East, which is definitely not high on Hitler's agenda. Elon Musk coming in and actually making a great point here, but it's much easier to just like scream Hitler, 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 Hitler. I said earlier in the read that Elon Musk is low-key endorsed Donald Trump through this clip.
For Trump before I'd vote for Biden, just because I think with Biden, like he's gone. Like, you know, he's gone. You're going to be relying on his cabinet, and I knew his cabinet would be this sideshow of diversity, and which is exactly what it is. You can't have those kind of people running a Ben and Jerry's. You certainly can't have those kind of people running the most powerful government the world's ever known. It's nuts. It's nuts.
So Elon Musk obviously making some great points recently, defending Donald Trump, defending Trump's legacy, posting clips like that, low-key endorsing Trump, saying that the Biden administration is importing voters while creating a national security threat of unvetted illegal immigrants. It is highly probable that this is a groundwork being laid for something far worse than 9/11, just a matter of time, Elon Musk is saying. Illegals beat up American police officers in Times Square, get out of jail free instead of being deported and given a free ticket to California. Why? Elon Musk posting this meme. It is worth noting that there is actually one ticket to staying relevant in Hollywood, and that is actually Trump bashing. There's one ticket to getting a job in the corporate press, and that is being anti-MAGA, that is being like a Democrat sycophant. The opposite is totally true. Unified, corporatized, party control is absolutely and totally required, complete and total knee-bending fealty to Democrat agenda is what is 100% required to get a job in corporate America, in a C-suite, or at a big law firm. It is the opposite of what Robert De Niro is saying there, but Robert De Niro doesn't care. Robert De Niro doesn't have anything left in his career. All of his movies that he's done over the past 20 years have all been failures. He's completely washed up. He's a total joke. And he's decided also that he just is going to do whatever he wants. Like, including, but not limited to, reading the speech that he wasn't supposed to read at something called the Gotham Awards, where Robert De Niro decided to go off on a tirade like a maniac. And this is how much Trump has broken these people.
I just want to say one thing. The beginning of my speech was edited, cut out. I didn't know about it. And I want to read it. It was, thank you. History isn't history anymore. Truth is not truth. Even facts are being replaced by alternative facts and driven by conspiracy theories and ugliness. In Florida, young students are taught that slaves developed skills which could be applied for their personal benefit. The entertainment industry isn't immune to this festering disease. The Duke John Wayne famously said of Native Americans, "I don't feel we did wrong in taking this great country away from them. There were great numbers of people who needed new land, and the Indians were selfishly trying to keep it for themselves." Lying has become just another tool in the charlatan's arsenal. The former president lied to us more than 30,000 times during his thank you.
So brave, so
years
stunning.
in office. And he's keeping up the pace in his current campaign of retribution. But with all his lies, he can't hide his soul. He attacks the weak, destroys the gifts of nature, and shows disrespect, for example, by using Pocahontas as a slur. Filmmakers, on the other hand, strive, and this is where I came in and I saw that they edited all that.
Oh, wow. Wow. So brave. So stunning. So brave. How could you, what could become of you if you criticize Trump? Oh, you'll just get invited to endless awards shows where massive auditoriums of people stand and applaud like lobotomized seals for your opinions that they agree with 100%. Because, of course, you're not allowed to work in this industry without agreeing with Robert De Niro 100% and agreeing with the corporate Democrat Party 100% and having total and complete fealty to that worldview. That's what actual Stalinism is, man. That is what actual goose stepping is in an industry. That's what that kind of conformity, that kind of rigidity, and that kind of inability to have critical thinking, to shut your brain off and just accept, like, that's the scariest part about any of this. That's the scariest part about all of this, plus the gaslighting. I mean, man, these people. For wanting clean energy so much, I've never seen people use more of a gaslight. But, ladies and gentlemen, you can, of course, unplug from that. Nobody's going to see Robert De Niro's movies anymore. Nobody's going to see movies in Hollywood anymore because of people like Robert De Niro. We've seen the mask is off. We've seen what they're actually capable of. We've seen who these people actually are. And they disgust us. So you should like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Instead, take power away from them. It's your boy Ben. See ya.